what is this, fucking, roughly 4 hours to answer 92 questions? I mean, obviously I've clipped the videos before each of the hour marks, and I've spent a lot of time just fucking around with Dungeon Defenders. But, whew. Now imagine how long these answers would take if I didn't have anything prepared. So yeah, 93, Dark Side. As a reminder rereader. He asked, Grimith, my questions, have you heard of or are you fond of the webcomic XKCD? And 2, fuck the political spectrum, where are you on the political compass? I've heard of XKCD, but I don't read webcomics. And, there's a political compass? I mean, I have other things I want to do with time. I never heard, I don't like reading webcomics, and I've heard the expression political compass, but I've never taken the time to look at the term myself, and if I have, I forgot it. So, a political compass? What's north, then? Because that's what the needle keeps pointing to, and unless the compass is broken, the north substitute has to be the most important aspect, right? Am I right? Oh, you know, no, I know what it is. Until recently, until I actually got to this question, and I, sort of saved it a bit, until today. I don't think I'd taken the political compass test since my freshman year of college. So I decided, yeah, you know what the fuck? And, I made you some picture bacon. For this, I'm actually gonna go ahead and, pull it up here. Because I didn't do that beforehand. That would have been disingenuous. See if I can find it. Where are you? I didn't have the pictures that I wanted to share separated off into their own section either. Maybe I could have made better life decisions, huh? For you all. But you're not the children, so fuck you. And fuck the children. You know, I don't give a fuck. Okay. Go ahead and add window capture. This will be image. Here we go. There you are. That is, I even used a tool on the website, you know. Well, first off, let me actually, you know, talk about this. This is where I am on the political compass right here. And I even used a tool on the website to prepare some extra special picture bacon with 2012 U.S. presidential candidates. Now I need to actually have that window show up. Oh god, what has happened? What has happened? What is real? What is real in life? There we go, that'll work. You guys should be able to see that pretty well. Here I am. Here's Jill Stein. Here's Stuart Alexander, Rocky Anderson, Gary Johnson, Virgil Good, and then Barack Obama and Mitt Romney. So close together. I addressed the similarities between Obama and Romney in a prior question, and the Political Compass website is certainly better informed than I am. Oh, and for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Political Compass, it's a decade-old experiment meant to better portray political opinions by depicting both a social stance and an economic stance. If you're interested in learning more, use a search engine. I need to get back to bacon. Entrant 94 comes from Kuktassen, who writes, so Grimgrams, you do want to do more collabs with Jeff? Bringing back the good times with Jefiqua and Grimcess. No. Entrant 95 comes from Wisecracka, who writes, what question would you ask yourself if you wanted to extract the most thoughtful, provoking, or insightful answer possible? And what is the answer to that question? Enjoy your non-committal bacon. Entrant 96 is trashyBagles, who writes, Grimith, do you subscribe to Great Man historical theory, the social Marxist view of history, or a combination of both? 2. Take into account all factors, political, economic, social, religious, etc. How would you assess the success-failure of the Arab Spring? I subscribe to neither theory. Hell, I had to search engine them. Just to make sure I knew what they were. As for the Arab Spring, no. It's a nice try at provoking a thoughtful answer for me, and it's certainly not a repeated question. but I'm not sure why you'd think I'd have any opinion of relevance or merit on the topic. Because I certainly don't. How can I take account of all the factors when I don't even know half of them? Here, have some ill-advised question, baby. Intrant 97 is from Jacob Kuchavik, who writes, "As it has been said before, will Jefiqua and Grimcess become a series again? How I and many of my fellow Herps/Derps have longed to see the action and commentary that naturally followed the games of old. Well, games, Nintendo, Sega, Nintendega." Well, I guess it's not another beard question, but it still has been answered. And if you need a refresher course, likely not. Don't hold your breath. 98 comes from George Hammond, who writes, "Have you ever been labeled as a socialist/communist? And 2, are you currently romantically involved with anyone? Yes? No." Intrant 99 comes from My Tiny Life, who writes, "What is the most memorable moment from all of your recorded material? And 2, who is your favorite hobbit?" Isn't that up for you to decide? Like, what is the most memorable moment from all of my recorded material? What, like I like to watch my own videos more than you? To make sure there's no... Come on. I make sure there's no glaring technical flaws. Really. Fat chance I watch my fucking vids. I played a game once. The end. As for my favorite hobbit, Bilbo is dumb. I would have not tolerated... Is that another fucking spider? God damn! You sons of bitches are up. It's either a second spider or that first spider actually climbed all that fucking way back up my fucking wall. And I didn't actually get a good crush on it. I mean, it did escape. Are you... Holy shit, I am 0 for 2 on catching that son of a bitch in a fucking paper towel. There is a smear mark there, though. Damn it. Wow. I'm usually pretty good at catching those things. I guess I'm getting more sensitive about leaving marks on the wall I need to clean off. There are some stains on the walls that have accumulated since my family moved into this house. And even though I was in college for some of those years, it's a thing. So I'm not being as grabby and as crunchy. Besides, they're small spiders. Nah. I'm gonna blame that on being worn out and distracted by these questions. So yeah, I think Bilbo is dumb. I would not have tolerated all that bullshit from Gandalf and those fucking dwarves. No adventure for me. You're not even coming into my home. I'm not even opening the fucking door so that you assholes can come in and eat all my food. Fuck you. Frodo was... he was unfairly burdened, and he's actually, in my opinion, a flawed and failed hero. No matter his courage and determination, he caved just like Isildur did. Merry and Pippin are too fucking... I don't know. Why the fuck is this not repaired yet? What the fuck are you doing? Repair it. Thank you. They're fucking spastic, too chaotic, incomprehensible to my mind. Maybe all 3? I don't know. In that case, among hobbits, I think I'm left with Samwise Gamgee, because he's the least worst of the lot. He goes on an epic adventure, becomes the ring bearer himself for a small period of time, but avoids life-crippling trauma, and gets the girl at the end. He doesn't even have to go ride off on a boat with a bunch of elves or anything. That's a win in my book. Intrant 100 comes from Canuck Lucky, who writes, "Do you like maple syrup on your bacon?" I don't have a second question. No. 101 comes from the Dorksman, who writes, "Why did you shave off your beard? Will you grow your beard back? Currently and for a long time now, I like my bi-weekly stubble. I don't use a razor, I just take a trimmer to it. The style is convenient, and I like how it feels on my face. Beards get in the way. I might change my mind again at some point after all. It's not like, you know, I can make the conscious decision that I'm aware of to tell my face to not grow the beard." My brother doesn't have much of the way of facial hair. He can't grow it so fast. He's so jelly. And I throw it all away. Throw it on the ground! Yeah, Entrant 102 comes from Lolo, 95, who writes, "How are you so sexy? And how do you not have hot, whatever is your sexual preference around you all the time? This sounds like bacon you'll need to fry for yourself." Entrant 103 comes from CJ Rex 195, who writes, "What is your opinion on the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? What would be your favorite way to die if you did not have to feel it? I think the Flying Spaghetti Monster is an amusing attempt at fighting back against religious-obsessed American society. I certainly don't subscribe to it, to its tenets, but it's worth a chuckle. Now, concerning your second question, I like the peaceful, practical idea of being completely oblivious, maybe even asleep, and it just hits all my cells simultaneously like a freight train. Wouldn't that be swell?" Entrant 104 comes from Dylan522P, who writes, "What do you do for a living? Vaguely you tell us, but I always wondered what. I always thought you were a teacher because you love children, but you have said you are not." Oh goodness. Too many fucking kobolds come screaming along this lane. Not so good. There's not enough firepower. I probably want like a fireball tower or something. I guess I could put like a strength drain on that. That would limit the amount of damage that they do. See, look at how fast those sons of bitches steamroll up, and if they're fucking poison immune, that makes it even worse. You see, I don't have a fireball tower to immediately clear out all the mobs that are coming down that lane. I do have fireball towers along these sides that are protecting the side, but this middle ends up being so vulnerable, in fact, that I might actually lose on this wave. Might turn this into a fireball tower, and then maybe have like a magic missile tower or something. I just wanted to have the deadly striker tower there to hit those fucking orcs in the background. This is wave 20 now, though. This is when shit really gets real. This major fucking transition. Alright. Sorry. Yeah. Dylan522P, I was on that question. Obviously, that was the first part. The first question, rather. What do I do for a living? And 2, with all the government bullshit going on, have you ever planned to run for an office, maybe, when you are older? I'll give an answer to this one. In a bit. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix up some of these things first that I have milling about here. I think I might be able to safely get rid of these. I don't think there is much of anyone who's capable of approaching them. And, go and repair that. I don't want to remove this lightly. I think it will. As useful as it is. And in its place, this is what happens whenever you don't leave a lot of room anyway, everyone. I could try to use my Jester, like maybe move one in. Maybe I might be able to do that. Actually, can I even use the move tower ability? I cannot on pure strategy. Okay. Let's derail that then. Oh. Well, another possible alternative is that I sell all these. And then I have to, I don't have that many upgrades invested, and then I can do that. Sad to lose their kill counts. Clearly the lightning tower, but I'll get over it, right? Let's go ahead and build that. 0 takes us to... I mean, Deadly Striker towers aren't the most exciting of kill towers or turrets. They're just convenient because they can shoot through walls. And they can reach some places where mods would otherwise get stuck. And go ahead and place another lightning tower up here. And now I want to place a fireball tower which directly fires down this lane. It's not going to be buffed, but it fires directly down this lane. And hopefully that will be valuable enough to deter the problem that I was having there. Alright, I've certainly given a straight shooter answer to the first question before. I work in a museum. I have for some time. I volunteered there back in high school. It's a county museum, and we have a backcountry exhibit which details to visitors how life was like for settlers moving into the region during the 1600s. Sometimes I'm out there as a tour guide, primarily for children. But increasingly, I've been flexed into the genealogical library since I'm the tech-savvy one. Let me tell you how much I don't enjoy attempting to transcribe faded slurs of words from an interview with an ancient southerner as recorded on a tape cassette. No, on second thought, I have many more questions. That answer. I don't want to spend my time doing that. Me? Political office? Have some haha, good joke, big. And you know, offhand, I remember what you sent to me in a private message about the Bulldogs finally managing to overcome the Gamecocks this year, and I would like to take the time to remind you about what I wrote in reply. You know, about how South Carolina beat Georgia the prior 2 years, yet still lost the SEC East. And you know about how Georgia would actually get to play tougher opponents from the West this year, whereas South Carolina got to stay away from LSU. Now, wouldn't exactly call Auburn a tougher opponent as we thought at the time, given how horrendous their SEC schedule was. But, yeah, that was a thing. Oh my goodness, that fucking victory. What a magical dagger that was. And then to win the Iron Bowl in the fashion that they did, and become the SEC West champion, and supplant Alabama as the premier SEC West contender for the national championship, along, you know, working on the outside there is Missouri. Of course, Florida State and Ohio State need to lose for either one of them to get in, but that's definitely a fucking situation there for sure. And, you know, Missouri did win the SEC East. That was a thing. Their one loss did come, though, from South Carolina. Right, quite an awesome game. And I would like to offer my condolences to you, not just on your season, which, had its dips, but also losing Aaron Murray the way you did. I'm sure it was rough for you. Especially looking at that Georgia Tech game and, you know, especially that score and how it was in the first half and going, holy fucking shit. But, you know, we have some good news, so something that you and I can both identify, though, is that neither of our schools collapsed quite like Florida. This probably isn't the best location for this tower. I'm hopeful. Because, you know, the AoE splash damage, I would really like it if you towers shot more intelligently, though, because I want to try to deal with all the kobold shit. So yeah, my condolences there. Sure, it's been rough. Query 105 comes from Inferno Canuck! Hey there, Inferno! How the fuck's it going? Question the first, how's it going? Question the second, what is the one place you must visit before you die? Oh, well, I'm I'm well, although I'm getting a little tired of frying bacon right now, and I'm not halfway done yet. As for the one place I must visit before I die, the bathroom, because I need to go before I go, right? Oh yeah, you betcha. Always a delight. Query 106, or entrant, comes from Dark Lucario, aka Dark, who writes, what superpower would you have if you had a single superpower? 2, when will air conditioner get its own channel? I feel that a superpower question earlier, so I'll acquiesce to pass, Grimith. If I had a single superpower, maybe not so much the invincibility or flight, just the ability to reverse time by reversing in the opposite direction. This has not worked out as well as I'd hoped. I might have to constantly mover over these fucking things. Maybe I'll need to draw like a physical beam. I might do that instead, so that's stronger. Think about it. Fireball turret's just getting too fucking distracted. I guess they both did stay standing though, so that's the thing. Oh yeah, and here's this fun. And fucking derp, 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 derp. They dance like that. It's mad. So yeah, I'll acquiesce to pass Grimith. It was just one superpower. I guess it'd be the power to reverse time. Because that just seems like it'd be fun, right? As for the air conditioner, it is actually turned into its alter ego, the heater. I haven't run the air conditioner in like a week now, and I ran my heater for the first time. Well, today's Sunday, so last week. You know, it's dipping actually below 25 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me check outside. I mean, I'd actually say less than half of the trees are now. Leaves are now in the trees. Maybe like 45% now. They were shocked into an orange burnt color after, that massive temperature dip, and they've just been collapsing since then. I think I'm done running the air conditioner for the rest of the year. We won't hear from it again until February. And I don't think you'll hear from the heater. February is an early case. Probably won't be until March. Maybe April if I'm lucky. 107. The entrant is Jay Crittner, who writes, why do this to yourself, Grimgrams? Why open yourself to negative adjective here questions like this one? Because I like accountability, particularly in a group format. Now you have the opportunity to hear the dumb shit your peers write. The dribble you're afraid of every time you check the comments section, particularly since the top comments feature, now offered by YouTube, can push it right to the top. The parser's a great winner when someone can spam 19 lines of nigger and it ends up being one of the 3 top comments. Good work, Google Overlords. Okay, entrant 108 comes from Carrie123, who's definitely been around, a long-time viewer, writes, from a historical perspective, what do you think of the criticism of the Holodomor claims by certain historians? I wouldn't consider myself well-read on the subject, but I do know about it, particularly since some Holodomor deniers attribute the whole thing to be the invention of Nazi propaganda. And my primary historical focus centers on the Nazi regime. It's important for historians to analyze the past and to criticize it based on the evidence available. That being said, after looking at the facts, we know of this catastrophic man-made famine. After analyzing what we know about the Soviet Union and Stalin's personal attitudes, I'm going to side with Professor Jacob Sundberg here, who chaired the International Commission of Inquiry into the 1932-33 famine in Ukraine back in the 1980s. I don't remember the exact text, but he was the only dissenting opinion on the entire commission. While the commission agreed that this was a man-made famine, Sundberg alone thought the evidence suggested that Moscow knew everything, from top to bottom. They wanted it, they planned for it, and they exploited it. So, I'm in agreement here with other nations and people, including the United States itself, which recognizes Holodomor as a genocide. I think there's only a small amount of wiggle room in which any person can argue whether the Soviet Union intentionally planned the food shortage. It's necessary to make assumptions based upon the facts available, and this one seems clear-cut to me. I, of course, submit the possibility that I could be wrong here. It's been some time since I read up on Holodomor and its deniers, so maybe I have a semi-educated opinion. Alright. Oops. God damn it. 109 comes from Mr. Tokyo34, who writes, "Have you ever been to Iowa? And what job did you expect to get after graduating high school? I have never been to Iowa. I also did not expect to get a job after I graduated high school, and so I didn't. I took the summer off, and then I went right to college." Intro to 110 is from Sithmaster4305, who writes, "Which one of your Let's Get On With It series did you enjoy recording the most, and which one did you enjoy recording the least? I'll always have a special spot in my heart for Liberal Crime Squad. That questions come up. And as for the least, let's go ahead and keep Titans of Steel under the bus for reasons I mentioned earlier." Intro to 111 comes from Mr. Fishman55, who writes, "Question. Do you like the direction that modern games are going in?" What a nebulous question. Give it a succinct answer. Yes. Intro to 112 comes from Gears Moses, excuse me, who writes, is your favorite band, artist, composer, etc.? And where can I find the masterwork that is Oxide Temple? I'm a derp, and I find myself frequenting your LCS videos to enjoy them and your sexy voice. Favorites are mercurial. I don't have a definitive answer for you. What I do, however, is have definitive the fuck bacon. I provided links to every single music track I played into the video descriptions of every single part of the Liberal Crime Squad series I did earlier this year. Also, once again, they had no fucking problem at all with this shit. Interesting. Yeah. You could even search engine it! Let me do this. And let's go here. So, So you've decided not to want to pull up my browser, OBS. I guess that's acceptable. Window capture, Google Chrome. So okay, here we go. Oxide Temple. I'm on Google.com. Google search. Oxide Temple. Oh my goodness. And then it plays! Shit, since we're on the screen, right guys? Why you derp? This is why we can't have nice things. Or rather, why you can't have nice things. It's right there. I linked to it in the video description of every LCS video I uploaded this year. It was right there. That's why I did that for you. And you just throw it all back in my face. Now we have to listen to this. We'll keep answering questions and flipping bacon until they are all through. Oh man. Shit fills me with so much energy. I'm good to go, Dan. Good to go. Fuck it, we're gonna have to listen to the entire thing now. I'm already fucking here. I can't just, like, half commit to Oxide Temple. You can barely hear me right now. 1, 2, 3, 4! Ah, wasn't that delightful? Alright. Let's get back to business here. Oh, man. So much energy. So much energy. Fucking love that shit. Entry 113 comes from Mr. Random Game Fan, who writes, What is your favorite desert or African animal? At 2, in what city would you raise an undead necropolis and why? Here's some more lol what bacon. Next! Entrant 114 comes from Lieutenant General Store, who writes, 1. Where do you live? Just a state, not a specific city. 2. Why do you start LPing? Also, I just wanted to say that I love your StarCraft LP. I watched it 3 or 4 times. I live in South Carolina, or Carolina del Sur, if you want to get exotic. I started doing this hobby because I wanted to share a playstyle of a game I love. Liberal Crime Squad with other people. Besides, the hobby suits my personality. Let's see here. Entrant 115 comes from 414 Johnny B, who writes, would you ever consider getting on with Rome Total War 2? Excuse me, just Rome Total War. 2. Clearly you have established in your videos your immense, passionate love for Civilization 5. / sarcasm. That's me adding that. What about the game most disappointed you in comparison to the other Civ games? Rome Total War is a good game, but I don't think I can contribute anything, meaningful to the discussion. Other than how to fuck over the AI on maximum difficulty settings with nothing more than cavalry. Not even Spartans handle multi-flanking very well. But even if I did play the game, then I'd field X amount of questions and comments about the second game, and then I'd never have nice things. Now, the single greatest disappointment I had with Civilization 5, I expected better of a Firaxis Games design team. So, before I go further, I want you all to know that Civilization 5 is my second most played game on Steam. 214 hours. 75% of that time was just a few minutes after the game's release. Not really minutes so much as months. I played. Most of my gameplay was in 2010. I spent another 100 hours or so watching deity playthroughs of, Gods and Kings before someone gifted that to me, and Brave New World. Reading reviews, interviews done before the game's release, critical essays. So rest assured that, on many questions I tell you I don't have an educated opinion, I do have an educated opinion on this subject. But I'll try to be brief. Okay, you had John Schaefer lead the design team, and he had to follow in the footsteps of Soren Johnson and the popularity of Civilization 4. So he wanted to inject his own feel into the game, make it his own, add something unique to the series, and his major inspiration was Panzer General. The first game he ever bought, a game he loved to itty-bitty fucking pieces, like how I love the SimCity, Super Nintendo port of it. So the entire combat system in Civilization 5 was based on Panzer General. Only in Panzer General, you actually have enough fucking room to move your units. You can actually allocate shit because battle maps are huge and involve hundreds of hexes encompassing a very small area. Whereas Civilization 5 is on a much smaller scale, despite supposedly being on a much larger scale, with absolutely no room to maneuver, and it's just a horrendous traffic jam that you can't solve because of the 1 unit per tile limitations, and if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I mean traffic jam, you haven't seen how this shit used to look. Let me fucking pull this up. Where is it? Where is this fucking website? I can't even remember off the top of my head. Gareth, I'll just go to his YouTube channel. Time out, everyone. Here we go. Hold on. I got the picture. I guess I did actually save that to my... No, I didn't save that to my computer. That would have been intelligent. I wanted to show this off anyway, though, so, you know, it's fine. And will the window capture work? No, the window capture won't work. Of course it won't. Why not? Why won't you work for me? You get to see all those people attacking and, you know, dungeon defenders, of course, while I prop this up. Window capture. Here we go. This. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I mean traffic jam, you haven't seen how this shit used to look. Because I played and beat the game on Deity in 2010, and what I had to deal with looked like this. The website I'm showing here, it's a picture from Sulas, someone I found many years ago through Syrian. Someone I found even more years ago when I was looking up after-action reports on galactic civilizations. Sula has spent a lot of time involved in gaming communities like Realms Beyond, of course, Civ Fanatics, as well as in playing strategy games. He did work on Civilization 4. His editorials on Civilization 5, of which there are 2, are well packaged and contain input from other community members. They're so well written that I don't think I could better describe my main problems with the game. People have asked me before about this in the past. I've mentioned this in other videos. I've linked to it. I send them to Sula. To get, if you want a better impression or indication of how I feel about it. You know, if you want to know why my opinion is so negative, this conveys it so well. That it would be a waste of my time to take care of that aspect. Okay? Okay. So, let's go ahead and, so we can see Dungeon Defenders again. Alright. So, yeah, back to answering the question at hand. Civilization 5 is designed to encompass entirely different themes, and it was made extra colorful and all graphical and super detailed. And the interface was theoretically cleaned up to attract a more casual gamer, which, you know, I'm okay with games being made more accessible, because that's a lesson I wanted to beat in Paradox Interactive with a 2x4. And tangent aside, the game actually wasn't more fucking accessible. Good luck figuring out the diplomacy system with all the modifiers hidden. Good luck escaping a particular resource bug involving a trade deal which would cause you to dip into the negative thousands of a particular strategic resource. Given enough time, this could also happen to the AI. Good luck realizing that buildings are practically valueless because of the insane hammer costs. You might as well just build units and throw cities up like crazy, just like in the original Civilization, fueled by these crazy new things called city-states. And holy shit, this maritime city-state gives out so much fucking food. Happiness mechanic couldn't fucking stop. Fucking that infinite city sprawl, just stick a fork in it. It's done. Because the Civilization 5 design team refused the outside volunteered help of expert Civilization players in stress testing their game. They failed to identify the numerous flaws and bugs which would inevitably reveal themselves when those same experts stress tested the fuck out of the game on launch. It's utter foolishness. How could you be so dense? Thanks for hiding valuable and vital information from me, by the way, and completely obscure windows under tiny buttons, as it's not like I'd ever want that on the screen, that is, even if I can find it at all. The game went so far backwards from the options that Civilization 4 provided. Even Civ 4 had a better interface to the ending splash screens, and how there used to be no fucking information you could access at all. Just like, oh, here's a picture. Yep, the game's over. Win or lose the end. Yay! Ultimately, I don't think the design team ever understood their own game, but at least we had first day DLC to mollify all of our worries. Of course, the game has changed extensively since release, but with even more DLCs and numerous patches, the problems I experienced in single player and the laughingly, absolutely pathetic and paltry multiplayer system added at the absolute last minute because the designers didn't even remotely focus on that shit at all until the last minute aren't the same as what you'd encounter now. Hell, the AI is even a bit smarter about how it moves units. It could even be a threat to win the fucking game. One need look no further than the King game. I started a Civilization V Cods and Kings on my Twitch channel during the Extra Life 2013 livestream. I only play it when I'm super fucking tired, and I chose that lower difficulty because out of concern that I was super fucking tired. You know, the King difficulty is definitely above the standard difficulty level. That encompasses the full power of the AI there, in a box. And everything else you're looking at is just bonuses that they get over here. You know, and it's not like I play the game much nowadays anyway, but I've managed to humiliate the AI despite being distracted not only by immense fatigue, but a fucking live stream. And again, you know, I beat the game on Deity ever so long ago, and I guess it just didn't change the game that much. So, you know, for casual gamers who don't care much about accessibility, information, who don't miss out on the features of prior Civilization, yeah, sure, this game's great. Great casual game. Nowadays, after you've invested a lot of money, you gotta get all them DLCs. Entrant 116 comes from Orange 3 Spear, who writes, Great Grimness, how did you come about to do this hobby? 2. If you could replace all of reality with bacon, would you? I think I answered the Origins question earlier. As for reality of bacon, that sounds like a horrible idea. It would be eaten and then reality would cease to exist. Entrant 117 comes from Old Dragon. Hey there, Old Dragon. He writes, you're quitting your job and you don't care about burning bridges. Discounting things that would get you arrested or sued, what would you do in your last day there? What is one thing you will never, ever... excuse me, that transitioned into question number 2. 2. What is one thing you will never, ever let the chucklefucks do when you give them almost free reign on a game during a stream, discounting things that are already against the rules? There would probably be harsh words directed at old people, and when it comes to my live stream, no matter what, I'm not letting any of you shits waste my time. Like with trying something so incomprehensibly dumb, like putting clan magic in children. You know, Chucklefuck's idiocy does not help dissuade the notion that I am one of the most intelligent people ever. But maybe you're all collectively not trying, because this is just my hobby. It's not like I put forth serious business effort, so we might all just be slacking. I think we've had a more intense time of the summit here, despite the fact that it is worth less, worth fewer points. You'll notice score-wise, which directly translates into experience on a 1-for-1 ratio. But we've had fun times together, and I could end up with an exciting draft for once. Oh, man. And again, this was just a low-effort type gaming for me. Just to do something in between these questions, so that you folks would have something to look at. If you wanted to look at something. There you go. Okay, entrant 118 comes from Atheist Cat, who writes, Being that you have lived for so long as a 5,000-year-old necromancer, would you rather go back and review history as it actually played out, or see what humanity becomes in the far-off future, and how we'll go about it? 2. There have been some states, numbers are growing, trying to amend the Constitution to get money out of politics. Your thoughts? Why would I want to review history as it actually played out when I've pretty much been around for all of human history? It just seems silly. It wasn't that good to rewatch. It comes on like a late-night television special in the future. At the same time, there's no need to fast forward. Let's just keep our eyes on the present. Also, you can get money out of politics? I didn't even know that could even attempt to be a thing. I'm certainly just like the interstate agreement by which states could utilize their right to choose electors however they see fit, and they would give their electors to the folks who, to the presidential candidate who won the popular vote. I'm keeping my eye on that too. There's going to be more on that later. I didn't even know it could be to be a thing, though. I mean, companies certainly wouldn't approve of all that jazz. It ain't passing without a serious public movement, which, you know, people can get motivated enough to do shit. It's happened. Entrant 119 comes from Bass, who writes, "Do you like other flavors of milk, such as strawberry? Also, thermodynamics or fluid dynamics? There's my 1% milk, and then there's my Silk Organic Chocolate Soy Milk. There usually is no other milk. I don't much care for strawberry milk. Let's see, other forms of chocolate milk aren't so bad. It tends to be my mom's case, though. Like, she gets, like, a hankering for chocolate milk every now and then, and she doesn't like the soy stuff that I drink. So, like, for example, this past Thanksgiving, she, you know, bought this low-fat jug of, like, Dutch chocolate milk. And that shit is so sweet. Like, oh, man. It's not what I'm used to when I drink my soy milk. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And as for your second question, you can have some confusion bacon. I bequeath it to you. There you go. Entrant 120 is from Steven1099, who has his YouTube name set to Jesus Christ. And he has an avatar of a painting, or a depiction of him, a stylized depiction. He writes, "Do you accept me into your life? If you do, thank you. I accept you and all your children. If not, why, my son? To you, I give the I am amused bacon. You may interpret it however you wish." Entrant 121 comes from Mr. Scorpionhead, who writes, "What is your favorite movie of all time?" And then 2, do you hate spiders? I wrote do this on the fly. I should be able to do this on the fly. Favorite movie? Well, it kind of goes between, you know, as a real kid, I really enjoyed both Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and I really loved Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey after that. And I think my Bogus Journey was my favorite one of the two. In my more teenage years and even my adult life, I really love The Breakfast Club. So it'd be a choice between that. I think it would depend on the day. Currently, I would definitely say Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I was actually talking about that with my brother on Friday whenever he and I went to play Frisbee golf. We spent like half of our vehicle trip, like the hour to get to the course, or rather, the hour back is when we started doing it, on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey quotes. As for do I hate spiders? I don't hate spiders. I certainly see them as useful. I have been known to spare them from time to time. If they're, like, in completely inaccessible locations. There was a big spider that used to be outside of my window earlier this year. Just suddenly vanished. I didn't know whether it was a gust of wind, whether she decided to relocate, or what. But, big, thick spider. Thicker than a few of my fingers put together, as a matter of fact. And I was like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. But, as for, like, I don't hate them, but I will crush them, as I will crush other little cretins. Nuisances, insects. Although spiders aren't technically insects, I can use it as an inclusive word, because if Shodan can call me an insect, then I can call a spider an insect, okay? Who just get into my reach. You know, obviously they don't exactly understand my speech or my intent. But my realm is like, if you stay, you know, out of sight, then you're out of mind. And if you don't get within the reach of such a predator like myself, then you're fine. You know, I've tried to kill what might have been 2 separate spiders, but might have actually been the same spider that crawled up my wall twice. Both times it might have failed because I didn't end up with a spider in the napkin on the end. I've definitely crushed them with my hands before, too. The thicker insects, I try not to crush with my hands. I like hand cleanliness, and so I'm a little sensitive about that. I'd feel icky. I'd have to wash them profusely. So yeah. Alright! We're winners! We're winners. So we'll actually stop this portion of the Q&A stuff here. This is end of video, what is this, 5? Yeah, I think it's 5. Alright, we've officially gone through half of these. How about that, everyone? Whew! Stay tuned. We've got another fuck ton more coming at you.